Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sema. Just got in the Legion beta, got it downloaded. Probably got in about a week ago. A little late, but hey, thanks Blizzard for giving me the key. It's been pretty fun checking some stuff out. One of my favorite classes is the Shadow Priest. So I was just going to walk you guys through some good did, or maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know. One thing really cool is that Shadow Priest, we got to keep levitate. I'm happy about that. So, what can I say? I don't know why they're trying to take it away anyways. You know, I mean, like, I just remember when I raided back in Wrath, like, it even costed a light feather, I believe, and I just had stacks of them, because I just, like, if we weren't fighting the boss, I was going to be levitating, and it only lasts 2 minutes, I believe, back then, so, you know, it was like, I was no joke, you know, like, I wanted to be levitating, you know, it just looks so cool, you know, like, and it is a role-playing game, so if I can't role-play, if I can't have fun doing little things, and it's not just just combat, just very linear driven, then, you know, you're not gonna be able to capture a certain type of audience. But that being said, walk you through some of the interesting things here. Now I don't know this like the back of my hand, so we'll just go through it together here. Pretty basic. One thing I'm not looking forward to about the weapons is how grindy they seem. I really hope Blizzard implements a crossover mechanic to where you get to retain a certain amount of artifact power, so you can still have multiple specs and, you know, be able to enjoy your class. So let's see what we got here. Increased shadow word pain damage, shadow damage increase. Alright. Causes fear to duplicate 5% of the damage to enemies. Okay, interesting. Dispersion heals for 50%. Now I like this. I thought it always needed it, you know, but we'll see. Now it's, I missed when it used to return mana, and mana was important for DPS classes, but, you know, I'd rather it heal me, because I like to be able to PvP. Excuse me. Oh, wow, okay. I mean, I think there used to be a glyph that did that, but, you know, that's nice. Alright, Mind Blast. And just another side note, that there is no Clarity Power anymore, so no more instacast Mind Blast unless you choose the other talent. Every 1 second, Void Form increases damage dealt by Shadow Word Pain. Okay, I like that. Now, with that being said, I could have swore that we were able to stay in Void Form indefinitely if we chose the right talents and with the right kind of gear, but I tried it for like 30 minutes and I could not do it. Vampiric critical strikes have a 45% chance to create a shadowy apparition. Okay, that's nice. That's real nice. Bringing crit back a little bit here. I guess nobody has that yet. Nobody has their very last artifact power, from what I can tell. Void Torrent. This is pretty cool. I wish, you know, I think I am getting a little bit of lag here, so I'm not going to have the smooth casting. I have no idea why my ISP's been acting up a little bit. Increased damage by Mind Spike. Alright, generally just a lot of passives. I'm kind of wondering how I'm going to approach this in the actual game. Which way I'm going to go. If you can reset it, I'm not sure. Increase the healing done by Shadow Word Mend. Okay. Now, I'm glad that we got to do that, because it always kind of creeps me that, you know, during Warlords of Draenor, Boomkins got to keep all of their utility and Shadow Priests got neutered. You know, I'm not saying that they weren't useful, but they had no heals practically. You know. Mines here. Okay, that needed a buff. Healing from Vampiric Touch when you're at maximum health will shield you. Okay. Okay. Increased damage on my Vampiric Touch. Mind Spike has a chance to spawn a Void Tentacle. You know, I'm actually kind of impressed, because in the past, just show you right here, in the past, you'll see how this says Mind Spike. Now in the past, there were specific talents that you could switch to, and it would only, like this one in the past, I'm glad Blizzard got it together. In the past, this would say Mind Flay even still. But let's props on Blizzard. You guys thoroughly checked everything out. So yeah, I assume that would also apply to Mind Flay. So, but yeah, so let's go over my talents now. Twist of Fate, classic talent. I think they tweaked it a little bit. Okay, yeah. It used to say after you could heal somebody below that, and it would also proc that effect. Mind Spike and Mind Blast deal 10% more damage. Now this is one of the talents I was trying to stay in Void Form indefinitely. It didn't work, but maybe it will work with more haste to lower GCDs. Yeah, it looks like you could possibly get that to work if you had enough haste. Alright, now I went with this because I really like this. I'm surprised to see it. Body and soul, rest in peace, angelic feathers, or whatever they used to be called. Man, I'm gonna miss those. I like to zoom in around with those. But at least we got the power shield still. Mania, okay. Now that's nice. I'm not sure. Maybe some people, you know, I could see a PvP situation where you're using that coupled with another one of the PvP talents. While you're at 100% sanity and not void form, your damage is increased by 20%. So you just basically move fast. I mean, I'm just theory crafting here, but that could be kind of cool. Mind bomb. All right. After 2 seconds, or if the target dies, it unleashes a psychic explosion, stunning all enemies within 8 yards. Now that's pretty cool, and I'll also point out that I'm really happy to see that psychic screw and mind control are baseline again, because that really, it just didn't make any sense. Like, oh, we had these baseline for 2 expansions or 3 expansions, and then boom, now we have to choose between them. That means you can run the game that let me show you. I just used to just love doing this PvP. I don't want to give anybody any bad ideas here, but let's just give you guys I used to just love doing this. Well, I guess you gotta cancel the mind control now. So, but I used to love doing that PvP. It's been a while and I am lagging a little bit, so. But that's really nice. I'm glad to see that we got both those back. So another CC couldn't hurt, and at the cost of our mobility, I'm okay with that. Now this is pretty cool, because one thing I'm really happy about with the Dominate Minds, I do like to level characters, and I think I have another 80 priest. I got the 100 priest. I actually have 2 level 100 priests, sad to say. And then I have another level 80 priest, and I think I have another one in the works somewhere. But my point is that sometimes leveling characters is just fun. You know, like I've always enjoyed doing it, and I remember going and, you know, what is it called? Utgard Keep and Dominate Mind on those casters. Ooh, it was really fun to do. But this, basically you're allowed to control the character and move, but that's too cool. I don't know. I'm guessing still only 30 seconds, probably not worth it. It only works on non-humanoids, but kind of interesting. Might be able to pull some cool things in raids. Void Ray, okay, each time Mind Spike or Mind Seer deals damage, you gain 10% increased Mind Spike and Mind Seer damage. Again, a buff to the AoE. I'm happy about that. Mind Seer, always felt lacking. I think there was one iteration in Wrath where it felt really strong. Now, I know they did nerf it a couple times. I can't remember the specifics, but I remember being in Nax 25 and like all of us just like pulling, I think, the Maxina boss, and we just pulled the whole room, and we were able to just AoE everything down, even the 4 ads, and then just focus the boss. It was really powerful back then, but not so much now. We'll see how it goes this expansion. Shadow Where Death is now castable on targets below 35% health, and it always generates insanity as though it killed the target. Now I think this would be really nice for PvP, especially if you're trying to make sure you stay max insanity here, pretty close. Alright, now I went with this, Lingering Insanity. That way you kind of have your ups and downs, similar to Arcane. You know, you're gonna try to maintain that buff, so you're always gonna have a nice amount of haste. I went with that. I couldn't stay in the void form indefinitely, so that's why I did that. Alright, increase damage of Vampiric Touch by 20%, and the healing of Vampiric Embrace by 20%. Now, I'm not a big fan of the new Vampiric Embrace. I haven't really got to check it out in a lot of PvP situations. The heal is up. I think it was 10% before, and you could buff it to where it did 50% more healing. So I guess that would have brought it to 15%. But 40%, that's nice. I definitely missed the old buff in Wrath where it was just up constantly. You know, I remember. And another thing, on a side note, I remember queuing as a healer in Wrath, and I was so geared on my Shadow Priest. I think there was one little trinket that helped too, and I had the glyph where I could heal people with my bubble. But I was pretty much able to heal as Shadow, and I kind of miss that. I know that's not how it's supposed to be played, but I miss doing that. Nevertheless, pretty cool. I'm glad that we get a little bit buff on our own. said is
Every
above,
little
they'll have
death
to
helps.
report that. Anyways. So yeah, just a little combo. I used to like doing that. When they first introduced Leap of Faith, which Shadow Priests do no longer have, you could actually mind control somebody and Leap of Faith them to you, and that was really fun. I remember doing that at the very end of Wrath, when they had the Cata pre-patch. I remember doing that to Death Knights, and they were just like, what the f... Anyways, okay, so increased damage, yeah. Now, okay, this is similar to what it was before, except that you generate 4 insanity, which I gotta say, I'm glad Shadow Orbs are gone. I thought that was such a clunky mechanic, but I mean, it kind of saw a little bit of, it kind of smoothened out once they introduced the Clarity of Power, but that's no longer there. So Power Infusion, I'm glad we get to keep that. We'll see how that goes though. Shadow Crash, I've not checked this out, and since apparently you can only switch talents in rest of the XP areas, hurl a bolt of slow-moving shadow energy at the destination, dealing 139k damage to all targets within 8 yards. Okay, I went with the Mind Bender. I've always liked Mind Bender. Generate the extra insanity. Does more damage. Legacy of Void. Void form may be activated anytime your insanity level is above 70 or higher. I could see that being useful for PvP, or you know, it may even be useful for keeping your Void Lord stacks up. So there's that. But I went with Mind Spike. You know, this is nice. Assail the target. Shadowy spikes dealing 9k Shadow Frost damage and leaving a spike embedded in their mind. Mind Blast will detonate these spikes, each dealing 2% of their original damage to the main target and 100% to all nearby targets. Now, I'm very impressed with this Shadow Priest. Again, they used to have pretty strong AoE, and then they just nerfed the crap out of Mind Sphere. Like, it just, I remember most of WoD from my memory, my recollection, it just wasn't even worth using unless you were trying to reveal an invisible rogue, or you know, like the AoE, it just always felt lacking. Now I did check this out, back to what I was saying earlier, Surrender to Madness. I thought maybe you could stay in this permanently, but it only gives you a 3-minute buff. So after the 3-minute buff, I'm sure that you're going to lose the 200% gain and you will die. So I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish there. I could see it being useful. I could see it being useful in some niche situations, but I almost think to myself, well, you could just go with Legacy of the Void. Now, if that buff lasted longer, or if you could keep that buff refreshed somehow, I could see it being pretty useful. Just quickly go over these. Okay, you got your medallion, PvP trinket, all else control. Okay, that's nice. Not sure, maybe for battlegrounds. I mean, for this class, I have Dispersion, so if I'm feeling risky, then you know, I might do that. I'd probably only use that on an orc, just because they already have 15% reduction on stuns, but what can I say? Damage increased by 15%, being attacked, and that probably won't be very good for arena, but I could see it being alright for battlegrounds. Mind Quickness. Now I might go with this, but this just seemed like, okay, I'm trying to burst people, critical chance and damage abilities of your attacks increased by 30% on targets above 80% health. That's nice. And this is really cool. After casting Power Word, shielding yourself, just always have it on 4 anyways. All damage you deal heals you 50% of the damage dealt for 5 seconds. And it looks like this is scaled by your haste now. I don't think it was before, but since they removed some of the glyphs that lowered the time, I'm assuming that it's also going to be affected, the cooldown's going to be affected by haste. Maybe that's just across the board now. I thought only certain classes had those perks, but it's good to know. It's good to know. Pierce Shadow, Dispersion reduced damage taken by additional 30%, cause Void Form to not drain Insanity for an additional 6 seconds. Now, this does say that you don't drain your Insanity, so that is something to keep in mind. Where does it say that? Disperse purity, blah blah, reducing all damage, but you are unable. Yeah, just the last sentence. Void Form does not drain Insanity. So I guess that's kind of useful if you have like, I mean, it's useful to know if you have like 5 seconds left on your Void Torrent or something, you're using Void Bolts, this bad boy, and you're trying to stay in Insanity for just a split second longer. I could see you doing that. And hey, Dispersion, you can eat a mechanic for a boss and not lose your Insanity, so that's nice. That's nice. But this is for PvP talents, so, but it does do that regardless. This just does it for an additional 6 seconds, which is nice. Vampiric Embrace now affects up to 3 allies, and its cooldown is reduced by 75%. Now that could be cool. I didn't read that 75% until just now. I thought it affected everybody, but I guess they just changed it to a nearby ally for 40%. Okay. So that's interesting. I pointed this out earlier, Edge of Insanity. That could be useful, could be fun. You know, I do play for fun. I'm not always like, hey, I gotta be the best of the best, but if I'm not having fun, then I'm not gonna continue playing a class I don't enjoy. Void Eruption, now insta-cast. I went with that. I have not PvP'd, even though I am on the PvP server. I've kind of been busy, but being attacked to grant you 5 insanity, that'll be great. You can switch these before your arena match and before your battleground, so in certain niche situations, if there's going to be a lot of melee, you're going to have some pressure, might be the way to go, although that run speed that you get from the other talent, yeah, I could see that working out. I could see that being real nice. Mind Trauma. Mind Spike has 100% chance, and Mind Sphere has a 25% chance to apply Shadow Word Pain on target. You know, I really need to go get the legendary items to check this guy out, too. I digress. Psychic Link. Mind Blast deals 30% of damage to all targets within 30 yards. Now, I could see that being a problem, breaking CCs, but, you know, for Battlegrounds, why not? You know, if you're trying to artificially boost your numbers, you know, feel good about yourself, I guess, by all means. Man, I'm kind of upset, though, that they nerfed the Ret Paladin's off-healing capability now that I think about it, but rest in peace. Maybe it'll be stronger. Okay, anyways, back to the matter. Alright, Sci-Flay. Deals 2% of the target's health and shadow damage every 9 seconds, also slows their movement to be at 50%. Now, I'm not sure. With 10 health, okay, that answers my question. Alright, I'm sure it'll look like the old Psy-Fiend. This is pretty cool, though. That's a lot of damage, really. But I went with Last Word. Silences are just dirty. So, I'm really impressed with the kit right now. I haven't tried it in action, but the Psychic Scream, I thought they were nerfing CCs, but the Shadow Priest getting all his CCs back, I will not complain about that. Void Shift, glad to see this return. It was, you know, I hate it when they take abilities away, but it just provides so much counterplay, you know, like if they're focusing somebody, boom, Void Shift, they're focusing you, Void Shift your healer. You know, it's nice, as long as you're ready to back your healer up. I mean, I wouldn't hesitate. Void Shift, Bubble, pop some of my cooldowns, some of my other defensive cooldown, you know, like Vampiric Embrace. You probably could save your healer, and you know, that's nice. I wonder if it's off the global cooldown too. Not sure about that. Anyways, give you a quick little preview, gave you, you know, showed you all the information. Let's toss up a test on you real quick. And that is a toy, by the way, from Archaeology. I like that. Now, I wish I haven't explored the glyphs too much. I'm kind of hoping that I can get the glyph that allows my pets, or not my pets, and it was called the Glyph Shadow of Friends. It used to just be standard, not the pets, but now Shadow. And I was kind of ticked whenever they actually, it was a similar situation as happened with it was a life or something, stars, you know, very transparent, glossy, and it would extend over to your mouth, so you got rid of that, and I hope that's not the case. I just enjoy looking at it. Can't blame me. Anyways, I'm gonna miss the Devouring play. I definitely missed the previous iteration more, though, whenever it wasn't on the gold. I mean, it was on the gold, but it didn't require Shadow Word. That was nice because I'm gonna miss it. Maybe they'll bring Devouring Play back. I'm actually kind of curious as to how they're gonna do these artifact weapons. They either have to continue, have to recreate them. I really like what these are. so far. I don't have any business pulled up. If I do, but I just want to show you guys. It's actually, it feels very nice. I liked it with Mind Flay, but and it's slow. It should slow the shadow effect. So I'll be impressed to see what they do with that. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. You know, if I'm wrong about being able to stay indefinitely in void form, please let me know. Maybe you guys figure something out I didn't. I could have swore there was a talent. It was the archery weapon instead of void eruption. I can't remember specifically, but I remember reading something to generate it. 1 minute, 2 minutes of that or something. So in theory, if you use people done right, you could have stayed in for quite some time. I think that would make void form really cool. It's such a tight rotation that you can keep it going indefinitely. But anyways, alright guys,